positive feelings coming back to this town?
Yeah. Good memories. That's in the past. Yeah, we got a job to do, so that's the focus right now. It's obviously what's happened, but again, we've been on a new team all season, and this is where my heart's at right now, and this is where we want to win. So that's where my mind is.
Did you catch up with the ex-teammates last night over dinner or anything? Or?
Not really. No. Try to keep it, internal. Obviously, there's no secret what's going on in the standings and stuff. So it's a battle right now. It's like I said, it's a new season. So I'm trying to win.
What's this game mean tonight?
It means a lot for a lot of different reasons. Again, obviously coming back here, but at the same time, standings-wise, it's obviously such a tight race with these guys in the Lightning, and Ottawa's catching up too. So it's tight all over the NHL. There's spots to be made up and places to be earned, and teams are going to get jumped, and there's going to be a lot of movement. But we just have to focus on ourselves one game at a time.
You mentioned not going out with friends or whatever. Like, when is that just like the playoff mindset that you guys are trying to adopt right now? Like,
I think so. I think we wouldn't hold it against a guy if he's going to see someone on the other team, but. I think just at this time of year, I want to keep everything internal, and that you want your group to be as tight as possible. And like I said, this is our group, so I'm going to keep it inside the group.
You seem like such a really nice guy. What's it like when you drop the gloves? Like, what comes over you in that moment?
Yeah, I've done it before. It was just kind of heat of the moment type thing, and for me, I think it's kind of the time to do it is when emotions are high and there's a scrum in front of the net. I'm not going to be one to plan one and square up with a guy and probably get my teeth knocked out at that point, but when I'm upset like that, I get a little angry. When you're just fighting like that, then it's you're just kind of going through the emotions, and it doesn't really hurt when you get hit. You're probably not hurting the guy when you get hit because again, you're both the adrenaline's pumping.
12 different Leafs have fought though now this year. Like, how much should we read into that? Like the fact that you guys are willing to do that.
Yeah, that's just it. It's the willingness to it's that extra compete, and when it boils over, not that you're allowed to fight, but they allow you to go at it and square off, and that's the beauty of the game of hockey. When emotions get like that, you settle it right then and there, and then you go out and you finish the rest of your game. So 12 different guys doing it this year. It just says a lot about our group and the character of the guys in there, that they can get to that level of emotion in a hockey game to be able to have it boil over. And it might not be a good thing, but it's also, I think it's a good thing.
You described the significance of this game tonight.
Yeah, obviously divisional matchups, especially over the last few games here, and it's up for grabs. So, big points obviously can really sway things. But we want to just keep building on our game. I think there's been a lot of good things here of late. We know the challenge that they're going to present, and how well they play as a team, how difficult they make it on you, and the level that we have to play at, and just being poised and consistent. Obviously competing hard and trying to fight for room out there. They don't give you much of it, and we don't want to give much either. So,
what did you write against them last week that you want to replicate tonight?
I think over the course of 60 minutes, we did a good job of just staying with it, not trying to force the issue, continuously trying to put ourselves on the right side of it, shift after shift, and eventually earning opportunities that give you the chance to grab the lead and control the game. And so I thought it was just a real steady 60 minutes, and just competing hard and fighting for every inch, and being very good without the puck, protecting the middle of the ice, defending the front of our net really well. So. I thought it was a solid, steady 60 minutes.
Why did you opt to stay off the ice yesterday? And what's it like managing the energy on a week like this where you have two back-to-backs pretty close?
Yeah, it's all part of it. I think you look at the big picture and the small picture, and you try to balance both. No doubt with the travel coming here, the back-to-back games we have in front of us, and then what's coming on the weekend into the last week next week. I felt personally it was just a good time to take the extra day, do some things off the ice, manage what I need to manage in terms of, like you said, rest and energy, and when to work on certain parts of my game, and was able to do some things off the ice yesterday and get myself ready for today, obviously first and foremost, but knowing we got another one tomorrow and what back-to-backs are all about. So, it's just managing all that, trying to get feedback from, our staff and everyone that's on top of all those sorts of things to help you set yourself up as best you can. So it was a good day for myself, and excited for getting back at it, getting the skates back on today.
You've battled against Brad Marchand for years as a Bruin. How weird was it to see him as a Panther.
Yeah, it was different, no doubt. He obviously has had a tremendous career in Boston and what he's accomplished there, and being there for as long as he's been. So it was definitely different.
What do you appreciate about how Carlo uses his stick in the defensive end zone? Craig was calling him a vacuum.
Yeah, that's a never heard that type of analogy before, but that makes a lot of sense. I think with his size and his reach, and even just the length of his blade, it's just there's a lot of it that can always get a piece of something and make it difficult to find passing lanes and get your stick on pucks and just disrupt things and be difficult to play against, and certainly clearing things around your net, in front of your net. So been a hallmark of his game for a long time, and been a nice addition for us. And those areas of the game don't always maybe get highlighted, but are so important over the course of a season, a game, obviously playoff series, all those sorts of things. So defends real well for us.
Stephen was just saying that he didn't meet up with ex-teammates last night, wants to keep it internal. How would you describe the mood around the team? Is there a seriousness settling in as you ramp up to playoffs here?
I think we know obviously playoffs is coming and what that time of year is all about and what it means, but I think trying to flip a switch, so to speak, or look to change certain things. I think you want to just build yourself throughout the year. So to me, it's just been a constant build on how we've been playing and the style of hockey that's played, the time of year that it is. I wouldn't say that all of a sudden we just decided to, get a real seriousness or intense. But I think there's a recognition of where we're at in the season and the way we want our game trending and how we're approaching everything on a daily basis, with also trying to make sure you're enjoying yourself, appreciating the opportunity and making the most of it. So that's always the balancing act of trying to making sure you're having fun, but that competitive intensity that's needed on a nightly basis, and certainly at this time of year, is at the forefront.
What was it like battling Brad the other day?
It was good. It was funny. I think one of the first shifts kind of boxed him out at the net front, reminded me of practice, but weird too at times just to see him across the ice. But overall, got to see him after the game and just communicate a little bit more on everything that we've been going through in different facets, but similarly over the past month. So great guy, great friend, but now he's on another team, so we just continue to compete against him.
He said you chirped him and it cut him deep. What did you say to him?
On that high sticking call, I just was chirping him and saying that he was embellishing it. So no, nothing crazy. Now that I chirped him, I'm open for fire, so I'm sure he'll come with something tonight for me.
You didn't have anything last time?
He didn't have anything last time. We didn't get around each other too much. He was on the other wing, so off the face-offs and whatnot, didn't get to see him too much. But I think we're both just kind of focused on playing our games right now and doing what we can to contribute to our groups. So that's kind of the hockey component that takes over.
You guys have battled these guys a lot. How much different will they be with Barkov in the lineup?
Yeah, he's an amazing player. Obviously, you see how much he brings to their group. You definitely have to be aware when he's on the ice. I think offensively and defensively, he kind of plays a two-way game where he can kind of control a lot of things out there. But for us, I like that he's back in the lineup. It's a great challenge for us to continue to kind of gauge ourselves. But overall, great player, great passer, and can do pretty much everything on the ice. So like I said, just take a little bit more onus when he's on the ice and recognizing that he's going to be out there making plays.
What does this game mean? How would you describe the significance of this one?
I think it's big. We want to continue to be on the right side of things within playing these guys with trying to come out with a win. But overall, it's going to be a tight checking game, playoff style, and I'm happy that we got these right before the playoffs to kind of prepare a little bit more going into the playoffs, because this is the kind of hockey that we're going to be seeing going down the stretch.
Craig calls you a vacuum. Loves the way you kind of get the pucks in the defensive end. Who did you watch growing up, or who helped you kind of become so good around the net and doing that?
Yeah, I've always loved the defensive part of the game, one-on-one battles, all of that. That's kind of where I was competing most growing up. So I had a lot of great resources with coaches and whatnot. But as I've gone through my NHL career, having the likes of Zdeno Chara, a guy like Adam McQuaid, Kevin Miller, guys who take a lot of onus on the defensive side of the puck. has been great for me to learn from, but also just trying to have the confidence within myself to, recognize that that's the strong part of my game, and yeah, that's the part that I can contribute to the group, so I enjoy doing that.
Looks like Gold tonight.
Goals in tonight.
Obviously, you were going to split these two.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to go with him first up?
Well, Stolar's have seen him 3 times this year, so I switched it up.
What did you like about how you handled the game against the Florida Panthers last week? Is there anything that you'd like to see the team build on tonight?
Well, you got to have patience playing this team because they check extremely well. They're in your face, extremely well, and there's not a lot of room. So you're going to have to be patient. Simple puck plays are important tonight. Putting pucks in behind them, getting pucks out of your zone. Those little things are crucial. And we did a real good job of it for all the game, I thought. And we got a couple good opportunities in third period and capitalized on them. So, there's a lot of good things we did well playing them, but those are key for me.
How close is your team to being playoff ready right now?
Well, I think they're close. I think we've been playing meaningful games for quite some time now. And going into tonight, it's another meaningful game. And the next day. Those are important in my opinion, going into the playoffs.
Do you look at these upcoming games as playoff previews, or you just try to keep the focus on what you guys need to do?
Yeah, I said it yesterday. Focus on our team and what we need to do, and things that we keep improving on and harping on about how we need to play. We know what Florida's all about and how they play, and that's not going to change. And so I just focus on our team.
Mitch is really close to 100 points. Like it's within reach. What's your sense of what that milestone would mean to him where he could get it?
Well, it's like a guy scoring 50 goals, and it means a lot to the player, individual, and and to our team and to the organization. He's just got to make sure he stays in the moment with things and plays the right way, and the points will come. He's a very good player. He has the ability to do a lot of good things, so he's just got to stay focused and just keep playing his game and focus on playing the team game.
Barkov's back tonight.
Yeah.
How much does it change?
Well, he's a great player. He's one of the best 200-foot players in the National Hockey League, so it makes it, he's difficult. He's hard. He's a hard opponent to go against, who's ever out there against him. And, he makes their power play better, he makes their penalty kill better, and he makes their 5-on-5 game better.
Yeah, a few guys sit out that last game, which was the second half of the back-to-back for Florida. You got the 2 back-to-backs this week at the optional practice yesterday. How challenging is it when you have all these back-to-backs near the end of the season?
Well, that was one of the reasons we chose to, we had a day off Sunday, and then Monday they had the option of staying off or doing something in the gym or going on the ice for a kind of a skill session. We got 2 sets of back-to-backs coming up here, so starting tonight and one on the weekend. So it's a lot of hockey. So rest is important, and that's one way we could do it.